If you've watched any of my videos in the past, you know that I'm a huge believer in growing your business using referrals. I teach webinars about it, I write articles about it, I write video scripts about it. I even started a podcast focused around how to build your business using referrals. So, in all of that research, what do you think is the number one way that I've found to build your business using referrals and to actually get more referrals? Well, answer's pretty simple. Ask. Hey everyone, I'm Ian Campbell. I am CEO of Mission Suite. Before we jump into today's video, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you're notified every time that we post new videos. There was a study done that found that something like 80% of clients and partners were happy to provide referrals to people that asked for them. So why aren't more people able to build their businesses based on referrals? Well, the answer is kind of shocking, except for the fact that I kind of understand why. Most people just don't know how to ask for referrals. And I get it because it can be pretty uncomfortable. But really, the thing that separates a good salesperson or a good service provider, a good business owner from a great one is the ability to ask for that extra referral, the ability to ask that one more question and ask and find out if there's anybody else that they know that can actually do that, right? That they can refer business to. Now, for some people, it's super comfortable. For me, it's something that I've gotten used to. For some people, it really is just one more question that's kind of in line with, hey, where's the bathroom? But for others, it's a little bit more complicated. It's a little bit more stressful and it's a little bit less comfortable. And again, it's okay. I get it. So let's dive into some really easy ways that we can ask for referrals. All right. So first things first, make it part of your onboarding process. Whenever you sign on a new client, the easiest way to get a referral is when someone's really happy with you. And presumably, when someone's just inked a deal with you, hopefully anyway, they're pretty happy. And so as you go through that onboarding process, as you go through those steps that you take to bring a new client into your fold, just make it one of the questions that they ask, right? That you ask. Whether you send out a survey to new clients asking, what do you need this? What do you need this? What do you need this? And then just as the last questions, do you know anybody else who might benefit from our services? But just make it part of that process, because if it's just a part of your onboarding process, there's no pressure to it. It's just another question that you ask as you're going through the line. The next thing that I like to do to ask for more referrals is just to add it to my client retention sequence. Now, again, this assumes that we have clients. Unfortunately, here at Mission Suite, we do. And so this is something that you're going to have to kind of get used to as you start to build your business and as you start to grow in that way. But again, we all have these check-in points, right? We all have touch points. If we have automation systems like Mission Suite, then we're able to automate that and send out emails automatically that say, hey, just wondering if you need anything, wondering how we're doing, wondering if you have any questions for me. And then we just basically tag a line on the bottom of that email that says, hey, by the way, do you know anybody that, like yourself, could use my services? And again, it's one of those things that because it's just another line in an email, and it's something that they get once every 6 months, right? And sure, if you were to ask clients for referrals once every month or once every couple months or maybe even once every 3 months, it might get a little tedious. But if you just make it a part of once every 6 months or maybe even once a year, just ask them for a referral as a final line in the email. As you go about your client retention work, it's going to make a huge difference. The next thing that I like to do is I like to leverage LinkedIn. Now, we all have these huge LinkedIn networks these days, and there are some of us that actually even know some of the people on those LinkedIn networks, although those are getting fewer and further between. But what you're able to do with LinkedIn is actually go in and do a search for second connections specific to certain people in your network. So, for example, if you know Jack, then you can look at Jack's LinkedIn connections and you can just go down the list and you can kind of search through it. That's fine. Or what you can do is you can actually pull up a search, go to the advanced search bar, and then actually put in, I want second connections of Jack second connections who are connected to Jack, who are CEOs or who have business owner in the title, or who are in Denver, Colorado, or Rochester, New York, or wherever, right? But you can get specific like that. And I actually teach a webinar on this exact topic. I call it LinkedIn referral mining, and it's hugely effective because what you can do is, even if you don't know the people that you're trying to get in touch with, then you can actually say, "Hey, Jack, listen, I want to reach out to these 5 people. Do you know these people?" If he does know those folks, then fantastic. He can make introductions for you. If he doesn't, then that's fine too. You can just say, "That's great. I'm still going to reach out to them," and then shoot them a LinkedIn note. Say, "Hey, you and I both know so and so, and I think it'd be good. I think it'd be good for us to connect," and then go from there. You'd be surprised at how many first meetings you can get out of that. The next thing here that I like to do, and this is usually coming from referral partners that I'm talking to, or people that are in my network that I'm talking to, but while we're having these conversations and getting these kind of get to know you conversations, what I like to do is ask what I call who do you know that questions, right? So the concept is actually pretty simple because, again, this kind of relies on the fact that we all know other folks, and we all know people that if we're just given a prompt, then there might be a couple names that come to mind, right? So, for example, if I were to sit down with you, I would say, "Who do you know that's hiring salespeople?" Right? So again, hiring a salesperson is a big trigger point for Mission Suite, because with our CRM specifically, we don't charge by the user, we charge by the database, all these other things. So hiring salespeople is a big thing because that's a way that we can come in, we can make an impact, save people money. It's all good. So I want to know, hey, who do you know that's hiring salespeople? And maybe that's going to bring somebody to mind, maybe it's not. Who knows? But then maybe it doesn't. So then you ask the next question. Who do you know that is growing their team? Who do you know that is moving locations? Who do you know that is getting an office? Who do you know that is leaving the office and doesn't want to be in an office anymore? Right? I mean, all these different things, all these different trigger points that I know are solid trigger points for me to bring in a client, right? All these things that I know that if someone's leaving an office, that means that they need productivity tools. If and because they're now with a dispersed workforce, they need to be able to keep track of everything. Well, fantastic. I just so happen to have a tool like that. So who do you know that's leaving the office, that's actually not going back and just dispersing their workforce? That's somebody that I want to know, right? So again, these types of questions, these "who do you know that" questions, are really effective because they get people thinking about, "Oh, well, yeah, that's right. No, you know what? John was saying that his office isn't going back to his team isn't going back to the office. I wonder if he'd be interested in having a conversation." Or maybe Janice over there said that she's actually hiring team or building her team rather. And so while she's not hiring salespeople, she is building her team. So maybe there's some opportunity there. Maybe she'd find something like this helpful. So it gets people thinking in that regard. And even if they don't openly tell you, you can at least kind of get them into that space. And let's be honest, we can always tell. Oh yeah, that's right. You always see that look in their eye, right? So you can kind of follow up with that. And finally, look for referral partners, right? Sure, referral partners aren't necessarily going to get you direct client access, but it gets you into the habit of asking for things. It gets you into the habit of asking for introductions. So if you're not comfortable asking for a direct introduction to a client, let's say I want to get in and work with ABC Corp. If you're not comfortable doing that, that's fine. Ask for a referral partner. Ask for, you know what, I am looking to talk to somebody at Jack's law firm because I think that I can probably refer business to them, and they might be able to refer business to me. So I would like to meet somebody there. Do you know anybody there? Or you know what, Sarah Seidelman is a lawyer, is a business attorney. She handles nothing but formations, but business formations. And I want to start talking to clients that are just starting their business. So can you make an introduction? Because I think that because I'm going to have those conversations, she's already having those conversations. I think there might be an opportunity there, because now all of a sudden you're not. It takes away kind of that concept of I'm asking for something, and replaces it with the idea that I'm offering something in return for whatever I'm getting, right? And while that's also true when you're asking for a direct client introduction, it feels a little bit less onerous. It feels a little bit less of an ask to just say, hey, can you introduce me to a referral partner, a business attorney, or something like that, because it's easier to do. Now, I know that I'm making this sound pretty simple, and in reality it is, but I also understand that it's not necessarily easy for everybody. And like I said, it's something that comes with practice. It's something that you have to kind of get yourself used to doing. If you're not comfortable asking for client referrals, ask for referral partners. If you're not comfortable doing that, just use the who do you know questions. If you're not comfortable doing it in person, use LinkedIn. Just start doing it, whatever you do, because that's the first step, right? Again, like I said, I talk about this stuff a lot. Phil Pelto, who's the founder of Firestorm, he and I developed a podcast called the Referral Bench Podcast that's all about building a business that's referral based. We interview business development people, professional service providers, salespeople, sales managers, sales leaders, so on and so forth. People who know how to ask for referrals, people who have been successful in developing their business on referrals. And it's something that if this is something that you're struggling with, that podcast could be incredibly helpful for you. So it's available wherever you find podcasts: Apple, Spotify, Google, so on and so forth. But also, I'm in the process of developing an online course to talk about how to build a referral based business, and we're going to cover everything from the networking groups to referral asks to LinkedIn referral mining and all these different things. So keep an eye out for that as well. Hey, I hope you got something out of this. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button, maybe give it a comment, maybe give us a share. Let us know what you're thinking of it. It always helps us with the YouTube algorithm that we're trying to play around with here. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you're notified when we post new videos. And finally, while you're at it, check out the videos that are on your screen, and we will see you next time around. Cheers.